Hey there folks, Zachary Smith, Smith's Pest Management. What's a pest? Pretty much anything that bugs you. How about this? Brand new little baby ginkgo tree. Browning leaf tips. This is leaf tip scorch. Could be bacterial. Very likely environmental conditions. Here's the neighboring tree. A lot better looking, still not real good. But this is a really cool scenario here. These are street trees planted without irrigation, and we have these watering bags. So you fill this with water and it trickles out real slow. But I've gone ahead with my soil core tool here, and let's just go a few feet out from the trunk and see what we got. Okay, see if I can turn this camera around here. All right, camera's turned around. We should be up and running. So let's just go ahead and push this in. We're in San Francisco, purely sand soil. I mean, very sandy. And what do we got? Well, shoot, we're looking for moisture. Now, we're not gonna get mud, but that's like beach sand. All right, there's a couple things to conclude here. One, sand, sandy soil. Any water that's coming out of this bag is going down deep. It's not gonna spread out here nice and wide. That's just not the way capillary action works in a sandy soil. But even when I core sample right underneath it, we got nice and deep here. Hit some roots, see what we get. Pull it up. Okay, we have that's moist sand. I mean, moist sand is not going to look that moist. This tree potentially has some really challenging growing conditions, and it could be stressed. When a tree is stressed, it becomes very susceptible to disease. So first and foremost, we want to talk with the client about how it's watered outside of these bags. Secondly, we may want to look at soil amendment. Third, we might want to treat it with some additional nutrition, give it a chance, give it a little boost. We're not talking about giving it a nitrogen fertilizer. We're talking about something slow release, well balanced, to help build up the root zone. We want to get a good, healthy root zone so this tree has a better chance of thriving. So if you have sick trees, it's not always just a walk up and diagnose it, one and done sort of thing. And likely the recovery plan for this tree is going to involve careful watering and repeated applications of very low concentration liquid fertilizers and biostimulants. And it's going to take time. These leaves aren't going to turn green again. That's another thing that's important to note. These leaves are here for the year. These are ginkgos are a deciduous gymnosperm, like a conifer. They're deciduous, and their leaves, they don't just grow replacement leaves mid-year. These leaves are all damaged, and they're going to stay damaged until they fall off this winter, and we're going to see what response we get in the spring and how well it handles next summer. It's important to look at recovery of a tree issue just like you'd say you'd recover yourself from a near-death infection. It's going to take a long time because that's what's going on here. This thing's not just hungry. When you look at the correlation between plants and animals, you might be a little hypoglycemic, you're hungry, you're dragging, things are just not going real well. That's just a temporary thing. You get better that afternoon, the next day you're fine. But when you have lesions all over your body, when you're coughing and infected and wounded and cut and beat up, that's what you look like. You look like that tree, and that's going to take months to get better. We usually don't know a tree's hurting for months. It takes months to get into the problem, and it takes months to get better. All right, so that's my spiel. If your trees aren't looking well, now look around the neighborhood, right? Okay, well, we have lots of plants are doing okay, so it's not like the whole neighborhood has a problem. It's not like when we had these heat waves and fires where we had all this phytotoxicity on the leaves from just total stress. Every plant and tree had some physical damage from that horrible season of fires we had. That would happen neighborhood wide. And we're in San Francisco. We don't get much in the way of heat waves here. Anyway, That's my spiel. I'm Zachary Smith, owner of Smith's Pest Management. Your tree disease questions stop here.